I have another New Year's resolution for you, in case you were looking for one. What about bringing more joy and ease into your creative work and into your, I don't know, your not just the work of it, but the feelings around creating, making work. We get so stuck in shoulds and ought tos and pushing ourselves to do better. And what if you could do better, make your best work, most compelling, most honest work, and have it be joyful and easeful? Imagine that. So one of the things that gets in the way of being able to have that ease with it is this thing called perfectionism. You've heard of it. Do you know whether you've got it? It's not something that you have to hold on to if you figure out that you're struggling with it. And it's not always evident that you're struggling with it. So I have a couple of ways that you can tell whether what you're doing is perfectionism. I mean, there's a difference. There's spending time and effort making something really well, right? It takes attention, it takes focus, it takes, I don't know, like, don't just throw it out. Like, do a good job with it. That's a high standard of quality. That's not perfectionism. Perfectionism is this thing that is the friction, it gets in the way. So one way to tell whether you're struggling with perfectionism is whether your process is easeful, whether you can find joy in it. That's an indicator that you are working with perfectionism instead of this other thing, which is a high quality of standard of quality. Number 2 way of telling is if you, it looks like procrastination. If you have to do this before you can do it. You have to do that before you can do it. You've got a million things that have to be done before you can get into the studio, before you can do the work that you really want to do. It's like, I can't focus on that because I have to do this and that and the other thing first. I run into that. That's how I know I've got this problem at the moment. Yeah, go with good enough. Like, sometimes you have to just say, okay, the dishes are not going to get done before I get to the studio, or I'm only going to clear off this part of the table or this table to do my work. I have to have some time to do the work. And when I say work, what I mean is play. What I mean is the pleasure of making your work. Like, gift it to yourself even before you get everything else done. Number 3 way to know whether you are struggling with perfectionism is, I had it. Oh, you never feel good about it. Yeah. You never can back up and say, wow, that's really cool. I love that thing that I made. If you never get to that place, then you're not allowing yourself the pleasure of your work. And you need that pleasure in order to keep it sustainable, in order to keep going, in order to not run yourself into the ground. Right? So if you can't back up from it and say, wow, that's cool, I really like it, then you're probably struggling with perfectionism. And the way to get around that is the good enough. Is the saying, like, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be joyful. Even if the stuff you're making is intense and challenging and painful, the act of making it should feel nourishing. All right. Val Gilman, Taproot Arts and Insight. I hope that this is helpful. There's lots of links below for things that you can join or be a part of. And I don't know which side it's on. I'm going to figure this out. But one side has a little circle, which is how to subscribe. And the other side is the next video. So I invite you. And please, if you think this is good stuff to share, but you don't know who to share it with, just like it. because that way the algorithm is more likely to send it on to others. All right, I gave you lots of time. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you enjoy this foggy day. Of course, it's not foggy where you are necessarily, but it is foggy here and it's so beautiful. Talk to you soon.